gift to the USA Swimming Foundation at usaswimming.org/donate. And finally, USA Swimming Safe Sport works to create a healthy and positive environment free from abuse. The locker rooms will be monitored regularly and randomly throughout the competition by meet personnel. Keeping in mind this is a public facility, please report any concerns regarding unknown individuals and or locker room behavior with the meet director. Let's talk about where we're going this morning. We've got 4 events lined up. Kicking things off with the 200 freestyle, 9 heats for the women, 7 heats for the men. Into the 200 breaststroke, 5 for the women, 6 for the men. 200 backstroke, 6 women's heats, 7 men's heats. And then we're going to cap it off with a splash and dash of the butterfly variety. 50 butterfly, 8 heats of women, 5 heats of men, looking to have everything wrapped up right around 12:30 this morning. And we'll crown some A, B, C, and D finalists, see who can punch some tickets later this evening. Day number 1 was a massive success. Make sure to let your friends and family know that they could join us online at usaswimming.org and watch broadcasts in the evening live on Peacock. We're about 5 minutes away from our first splash. Thanks for joining us here at day number 2 of the 2023 Phillips 66 National Championships. Well, how fitting to start the day with the, according to Kyle Sockwell, second greatest freestyler in history. Because we saw some amazing freestyle last night. Third fastest 800 freestyle in world history turned in by Katie Ledecky. We had three, count them, three national age group records, including the downfall of one of the longest and most prestigious 200 butterfly records owned by none other than Michael Phelps. That went away last night. We had an incredible set of performances turned in, some surprise finishes, a outside smoke second place, and a 10-second drop in the 800 freestyle to take second. What a day one we had, and we are looking forward to an even better day number two. 200 freestyle, 200 breaststroke, 200 backstroke, and then we cap it all off with the 50 butterfly this morning. We'll scroll the results after each event, A, B, C finalists right out the gate, and then we will announce the D finalists just moments later. Takes a few seconds to tabulate that. We are ready to rock, ladies and gentlemen. Our first event of the morning is the women's 200 freestyle. Heat 1. Right on schedule, the heat number one of the women's 200 freestyle hits the water in lane 3 from Mount Pleasant Aquatic Club. Lily King, Sophia Knapp of Tide Swimming in 4, and Sophie Bresson of Dynamo Swim Club in lane 5. Sophia Knapp in lane 4, out to the lead at the 100-meter mark, 58.85. Out in a 28.1, back in a 30.7. Seated with the yard time, 146.81. Knapp's listed best time in the 200 freestyle at 2:02.48, set at last summer's Junior National Championships. She's 130.78 at the 150-meter mark, with a 3.5-second lead here in heat number 1. Heat number 1, our first race of the morning, wrapped up, and it's Sophia Knapp with a 2:03.20, winning the first race here on day number 2. Heat 2. Heat 2 women's 200 freestyle in the water. Lucy Thomas, Elmbrook Swim Club in 1. Summer Cardwell of the University of Louisville in 2. Emily Brown, Dublin Community Swim Team in 3. Asia Cousin of Mission Viejo in 5. Hayden Miller of Cypress Fairbanks Swim Club in 6. And Alexa McDevitt of Bellevue Club Swim Team rounds us out here in Heat 2. She's in lane 7. Cardwell with the lead, 28.09, seated with the yards, 146.65. Cardwell's listed best time at 2:00:88. Looks like she may still have the slight edge as we hit the halfway point. Lane 7 right behind her by a quarter of a second. That's Alexa McDevitt. McDevitt out in a 58.73. McDevitt's best listed long course time in the 200 free, a 2:02:89, but seated with a yards time of 1:46:72. Cardwell out in a 58.4, McDevitt in a 58.7. And at the final turn, those are your two leaders, and the gap is almost exactly the same. A quarter of a second. Cardwell out at a 1:30.00. 2:00:88, her personal best. We'll see if she can eclipse that. Would need a strong final 50, but is being pushed by McDevitt. Asia Kozin in lane 5 making a late charge as well. But start to finish leader is Cardwell, who will touch at a 2:01:42, our new top time of the morning, through 2 heats of the women's 200 freestyle. Heat 3. Heat 3, women's 200 freestyle in the water. Ellie Caldo of tight swimming in 1, Megan Glass, University of Notre Dame in 2, Sloan Reinstein of Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics in lane 3, Mia Matakidis of California Aquatics in 4, Morgan Scott of Texas Ford Aquatics in 5, Julia Heimstead of Arizona Elite in 6, Tristan Ouellette of the University of Louisville in 7, and Sarah Stotler of Tennessee Aquatics is in lane 8. Morgan Scott, first sub-28 split of the morning, belongs to her at a 27.79. Sloan Reinstein in second at a 27.99. And Tristan Ouellette just over a 28 at a 28.01 on her first 50. Scott and Reinstein look to still have the lead as we hit the halfway point here in Heat 3, and that is indeed the case. 30.2 for Reinstein. She's cut the lead down to 4/100ths of a second. But Morgan Scott still leads out in a 58.23. Final turn, and Ouellette, Scott, and Reinstein have all separated themselves from the rest of the field. Ouellette 0.2 of a second back from your new leader, Sloan Reinstein, who's got a 1/10 of a second on Morgan Scott. So it'll be a sprint to the finish here in our third heat of 9 for the women's 200 freestyle. Summer Cardwell, the Louisville Cardinal teammate of Tristan Ouellette, has the top time of 2:01:42. A very fast final 50 coming from lane 3, Sloan Reinstein, and she will touch at a 2:00:23. New top time belongs to Reinstein. Second place is Ouellette at a 2:00:64, and third a 2:01:46 for Morgan Scott. Ouellette and Reinstein top 2 times so far through 3 heats. Heat 4. Heat 4, women's 200 freestyle underway. YMCA Cavalier Maxine Parker in lane 1. Maggie Shallow of Irvine Nova Aquatics in 2. Amy Tang, Alto Swim Club in 3. Christina Pagel of Indiana Swim Club in 4. Kate McCarville, Tennessee Aquatics in 5. Alex Shackle of Carmel Swim Club in 6. Jillian Barshik of City of Lafayette Aquatics in 7. And Michaela Kronk of the University of Florida is in lane 8. It's Shackle with the lead, 27-21 for the 16-year-old, leading the way. Shackle just a 1/10 of a second out of being in top 100 national age group performer in this event. And right now she's dominating this heat number 4 out in a 56.83, almost a full second of a lead over second place, which is Maxine Parker in lane 1. Parker has a good 7/10 of a second lead over Amy Tang, who's in 3rd in lane 3, but it is all Alex Shackle. Saw Shackle in the 200 butterfly a night ago. And right now she is flying. 127.13 to the flip on the third 50. Yet to have a sub 2-minute performance turned in this morning. Is Shackle going to be our first? If that was the case, she'd immediately jump into a top 50 performer all time for the 15-16 national age group rankings. Look at the swim being turned in from the Carmel Swim Club 16-year-old Alex Shackle in lane 6. She will touch at a 157.74, vaulting to the top of our leaderboard, and that makes her the 8th fastest 15-16-year-old swimmer in American history in this event. What a swim from Alex Shackle. Heat 5. Keep the good times rolling. Heat number 5 in the water. Hannah Ballard of Club Wolverine 1. Annabelle Crush, Wolfpack Elite 2. Lainey Kruger, Northern Kentucky Clippers in 3. Bailey Hartman of Crow Canyon Sharks in 4. Lainey Mullins, Suburban Seahawks in 5. Aurora Rockhair of Alto Swim Club in 6. Emma Wyatt, University of Florida in 7. And Abby Carlson of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 8. Hartman with the lead, 27.96 on that first 50, the 17-year-old from Crow Canyon Sharks. Seated with a 2:00.57, that has her just on the outside looking in of the 17-18 NAG ranking. She is a 17-year-old, so yet to record a time in that range. She was a top 70 NAG ranked swimmer in the 15-16 age groups before aging up. Leader now, Abby Carlson in lane number 8 from Wisconsin Aquatics. That 19-year-old Badger out in a 58.33. Rockhair and Hartman tied for second at a 58.72 at the 100-meter mark. Just past the halfway mark of the women's 200 freestyle event number 7. Heat number 5 with 150 left to go. Carlson still in the lead in lane 8. Rockhair in second. And here comes a charge from Emma Wyatt in lane 7. She was a 30.3 on that third 50. A 28.6, 30.4, 30.3. And can Wyatt chase down the lead? Rockhair is responding as well in lane 6, but Wyatt looks like she's made the pass, and she will win. A 159.78 for the Heat 5 winner from University of Florida, Emma Wyatt. That'll be good for second overall with 4 heats still to go in the women's 200 freestyle. 2 sub 2-minute performances already with 4 heats to go. Heat 6. Heat number 6, our final heat before we reach the circle seated. It's underway. Mackie Hodges of Sandpipers of Nevada in 1. Lindsay Looney of Sun Devil Swimming in 2. Lindsay Bowen of Carmel Swim Club in 3. Natalie Mannion, Alto Swim Club in 4. Addison Sawicki of the Sarasota Sharks in 5. Nation's Capitals Camille Spink in 6. Ella Ristic of Indiana Swim Club in 7. And Maddie Mintinko of Pikes Peak Athletics is in lane 8. The leads in 6, it's Spink with a 27.3 on the opening 50. Half a second lead over Sawicki of the Sarasota Sharks. We already have 2 sub-2-minute performances. Still 4 heats to go. It took a 2:00 just to make it back to the B final a year ago. How much faster will this swim go? Spink still in the lead, 57.07, and she's not giving up any of that lead. In fact, she built upon it. 29.7 on the second 50. Mintinko now in second, was back in a 29.9 to flip it a 57.7. Shackle's massive 3.5 second drop. Still good for our top time, that 1:57.74. Spink in the lead. Here comes Addison Sawicki, charging with a 30.2 on that third 50. Very similar to the way that Wyatt swam in heat number 5. You've got Hodges as well in lane 1. And Sawicki and Spink in lanes 5 and 6. Under the flags and into the wall. And the heat win's going to be Sawicki's 1:58.66. Building toward the finish, 4 more swims under 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, heat number 6 is under video review. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a disqualification to report in Event 7, Heat 6, Lane 3 for a false start. Heat 7. Heat number 7 of 9 of the women's 200 freestyle in the water. Lane number 1, Gator Swim Club's Lily Nesty. Lane 2, Longhorn Aquatics' Jillian Cox. A pair of sandpipers from Nevada in lanes 3 and 4. That's Katie Grimes and Claire Weinstein. Kayla Wilson of Alto Swim Club in lane 6. New York Athletic Club's Gabby Duluth in 7. And in lane 8 from the Sarasota Sharks is Michaela Mattis. Weinstein out at a 27.51, third in the 800 a night ago, with one of the fastest final 100s we've seen in a long time. Weinstein leads Kayla Wilson and her teammate Katie Grimes, but only by a few tenths of a second. Weinstein seated with a 1:56.71. She's the 19th fastest woman in American history. All that only at 16 years of age. Out at a 56.65 is Weinstein. About a half a second lead over Wilson, who's in 6, and then a full second ahead of Katie Grimes in lane 3. Already 6 swims under 2 minutes. It took a 1:58.6 to make it back to that championship final a year ago. We already have 2 swims under that. Those were all turned in before we even made it to the circle seated swims. Weinstein continues to have a great swim here, back into 29.6 on that third 50. Can she hold on and maybe even post a personal best time? 1:56.71, Weinstein's best time coming into the meet. 1:57.74, Shackle's top time of the morning so far. Weinstein continues to look strong as she goes into the wall, and a 1:56.27. Claire Weinstein, a new best time. And she is now the 14th fastest woman in American history and fastest of the morning so far, with 2 heats still to go. Heat 8. Second to last heat, heat number 8 in the water. Longhorn Aquatics, Kelly Posh in 1. Kevin Gormson of Long Island Aquatic Club in 2. Alex Walsh, Nashville Aquatic Club in 3. Aaron Gimmel of Nation's Capital is in lane 4. Paige Madden of New York Athletic Club in 5. Leah Hayes of Fox Valley in 6. Long Island Aquatic Club's Chloe Stepanek in 7. And Isabel Ivy of the University of Florida is in lane 8. Gimmel's got the lead, 26:59 on the opening 50 meters. She was part of that A championship final at the International Team Trials a year ago. 158.12 in the finals. She was a 157.93 in prelims to make it into the championship final. We'll see what she has in store this morning. Gimmel 56.03 in the lead. Leah Hayes still in second, 56.75 for Hayes. Hayes, a top 20 all-time performer in the 17-18 NAG rankings, and keep in mind, she's only 17, plenty of time to continue to climb that leaderboard. But right now, everybody's looking at the 12th fastest woman in American history. That's Aaron Gimmel, who was in lane 4 and leading at the 100-meter mark. Here's the final turn for Gimmel. 126.09, a 30.0 on the third 50. Same for Paige Madden, who jumps from 4th to 2nd. If Gimmel can put together a 30.1 or lower, she'll be our top time with 1 heat still to go. Weinstein was a 156.27. Shackle a 157.7 and Grimes a 158.4. Those are your top 3 before we wrap up this heat number 8. Gimmel into the wall, and she's going to touch it a 156.28, 1/100th of a second behind Claire Weinstein. Her second fastest of the morning. Walsh in second with a furious 31.0 on that final 50 meters to go a 158.30, good for 4th overall with 1 heat remaining. And Kevin Gormson a 158.34, finishing in 3rd, dropping half a second from her seed time. Heat 9. Lily Nordman, also Swim Club in 1. Justina Cousin of Trojan Swim Club in 2. Bella Sims, Sandpipers of Nevada in 3. Katie Ledecky of Gator Swim Club is in 4. Leah Smith, Longhorn Aquatics in 5. Anna Poplowski of Indiana Swim Club is in lane 6. And Anna Mesh of Greater Somerset YMCA in lane 8. We already have 11 sub 159 swims turned in this morning, and that's before this heat swim. 17 sub 2-minute performances. Swimflation continuing to be a big deal, and one of the stars of that curve. Bella Sims going toe-to-toe with the greatest freestyler of all time, Katie Ledecky. Ledecky and Sims evening up at the 100-meter mark. Sims led at the 50. Ledecky leads at the 100. 56.1 for Ledecky, 56.3 for Sims. Bella Sims, the 9th fastest woman in American history, or excuse me, in 17-18 history. Her personal best, a 157.63. Set at the Frank Crippen Swim Meet of Champions earlier this year. Just outside of the top 25 American all-time performers. Could she break in? Katie Ledecky, a 29.4 on the third 50, continuing to just have a fantastic meet. She's a 125.60 at the 150-meter mark. Katie Ledecky looking more and more confident with each stroke. Here comes lane number 6, Anna Pawlowski and Leah Smith in lane 5. They've pulled even with Bella Sims, but it's Ledecky with a 1:55.49, our top time of the morning. Belongs to Katie Ledecky. Second place is Sims with a 1:57.07, a half of a second drop. Third place, Leah Smith, 1:57.17, and then a 1:57.33 for Anna Pawlowski. Here it is, your championship final on the board. A 1:58.30 is what it took. Katie Ledecky atop the leaderboard, joining her Claire Weinstein, Erin Kimmel, Bella Sims, Leah Smith, Anna Pawlowski, Alex Shackle, and Alex Walsh. What an A final. Let's take a look at our B finalists. 1:59.1 to make it back. Kevin Gormson atop that group. Grimes, Madden, Sawicki, Hodges, Wilson, Spink, and Hayes all in your B final. C finalists on the board: Duluth, Ivy, Mintinko, Wyant, Stepanek, Rockhair, Reinstein, and Barshik. 2:00.25 just to see C final action. We will announce our D finalists at a later time. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for a very fast prelims event. Women's 200 freestyle. Now over to Michael Porpat, the men's announcer.
Thank you, Kevin. We turn our attention to the men's 200-meter freestyle, where the U.S. Open and long course national record is a 1:44.10, posted in 2008 by Michael Phelps. 7 heats to be contested. Heat 1. Lane assignments in Heat 1, Lane 2, Baylor Swim Club, Drew Hitchcock. 3, Longhorn Aquatics, Daniel Lee. 4, Lakeside Aquatic Club, Cooper Lucas. 5, Mason Manta Rays, Jason Zhao. 6, Laker Swim, Ryan Erisman.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, our admin referees so fast. Here is your D final for the women's 200 freestyle. Jillian Cox, Bailey Hartman, Lily Nesty, Anna Mesh, Lainey Mullins, Alexa McDevitt, Hannah Bellard, and Lainey Kruger, all in the D final. Current time, ladies, is 10:26. 10:26, you have 30 minutes to declare your intentions.
First heat of the men's racing, it's Cooper Lucas in lane 4 out in a 53.16. Swimmer out of North Texas, competing in the 200 butterfly yesterday. 18th place finish for Lucas. Continuing to lead with 50 meters remaining. Cooper Lucas, 28.3 on the third 50. 1:21.5 as he heads for home. About a half-second lead over Jason Zhao in lane 5 and Ryan Erisman in 6. All 18 and unders in this field. Lucas entered at a 150.70, and he gets things started with a sub 150 swim, 149.24. Nice drop for Cooper Lucas, and Jason Zhao right there as well with a 149.42. Third, 151.15. Ryan Erisman, lane 6, Laker Swim. Heat 2. Lane 1, Swim-Mac, Tim Connery. 2, Lynchburg YMCA, Brendan Whitfield. 3, Princeton University, Mitchell Schott. 4, University of Louisville, Michael Eastman. 5, Athens Bulldogs, Zach Hills. 6, Longhorn Aquatics, Nate German-Prey. 7, Texas Ford Aquatics, Jacob Wimberly. 8, Mission Viejo, Noah Sech. Connery with a short course yard time of 1:34.01 leads at the halfway turn with a 52.37 in lane 1. Beside him, Brendan Whitfield at 53.0. 18-year-old from Lynchburg YMCA. He comes in with a short course time of 1:33.9. Across the pool there, that's Jacob Wimberly in lane 7, turning third at 53.0. We saw Wimberly in the 100 freestyle yesterday throw down a 50.1. Good move there on the third 50 from Mitchell Schott of Princeton, lane 3, splitting a 28.1 to move up 2 spots in the second. Will Schott have enough space to run down Tim Connery in lane 1? He's been your leader from the start, and it looks like Connery will hang on for the title here in heat number 2. And a 1:48.63 gets the job done for Connery of Swim-Mac out of lane 1. Top time through 2 heats. Schott second, 1:49.64. Third, Jacob Wimberly, Texas Ford, 1:50.80. Heat 3. Heat 3 of 7, lane 1, Wolfpack Elite, Sam Hoover. 3, Swim Atlanta, Sebastian Sergile. 4, Auburn University, Michael Bonson. 5, Alto Swim Club, Rick Mim. 6, Sun Devil Swimming, Jay Litherland. 7, University of Notre Dame, Chris Giuliano. 8, Auburn University, Ryan Husband. World Championship team member for 2023 in lane 7, Giuliano leads at the 100, 52.30. He picked up the second place finish last night in the 100 freestyle. Litherland trying to push into the lead here on the third 50 out of lane 6 for Sun Devil. And Litherland with a 27.9 does take over, 6/10 ahead of Giuliano into the final 50. Ryan Husband in third for Auburn, lane 8. Litherland is entered at 150.08. The Tokyo Olympic medalist in the 400 individual medley. Giuliano comes back a bit here in the final 15 meters, but the win does go to Jay Litherland at 149.23. Giuliano second, 149.59. Third, Ryan Husband, 150.01. Heat 4. Heat 4 of 7. Lane 1, Dallas Mustangs, Sage Sungale. 2, Indiana Swim Club, Brendan Burns. 3, Wisconsin Aquatics, Chris Morris. 4, Tsunami Swim Team of Kansas City, Alec Enyard. 5, from Rose Bowl Aquatics, Luke Maurer. 6, Swim Houston, Brett Penfold. 7, Foothill Swim Team, Chase Miller. Lane 8, Auburn University, Mason Mathias. Aggressive opening 100 here from Brendan Burns. NC2A champ in the 200 back. 51.91 at the 100, 26.6 on the second 50. Across the pool, Mathias in second, 53.08 in lane 8. Brendan Burns, 149.48 entry time. And he is going after it here in the prelims. And we saw on day 1, if you are not on your game here in Indy this week, you're going to get left out. And Burns trying to make something happen here in the prelims out of lane 2. 27.7 on the third 50. $49.2 in the previous heat from Litherland. And Burns betters that. 148.17. He takes over the leaderboard through 4 heats. Second, lane 8, Mathias, 149.10. Third, Muller out of lane 7 with a 149.88. Heat 5. Into the circle seated heats in the men's 200-meter freestyle. Lane 1, University of Michigan, Wyatt Davis. 2, Carmel Swim Club, Aaron Shackle. 3, Florida, Jake Mitchell. 4, Mason Manarays, Carson Foster. 5, Mission Viejo, Trenton Julian. 6, California Aquatics, Gabriel Jett. 7, Boulder City, Henderson, Zane Grothy. 8, Aggie Swim Club, Baylor Nelson. Loaded heat here with World Championship team members and Olympians. Well, just World Championship team members here, led by Carson Foster in lane 4, 50.92. We saw Foster with the top time out of the prelims. Last year at this event, he was a 145.5 in the prelims. It took a 147.3 to make it into the championship final. Foster 27.1 over the third 50, and moving up is Jake Mitchell in lane 3 with a 26.8. Mitchell now pulling even with Foster into the final 15 meters. The Tokyo Olympian in the 400 free, Mitchell in lane 3. Foster, the 2-fly champ last night, gets the win in 145.64 and a 45.82 from Jake Mitchell. Those will be your top 2 times with 2 heats remaining. Third here was Baylor Nelson, a 146.89. Heat 6. Heat 6 of 7 and 1, Louisiana State University, Brooks Curry. 2, Wolfpack Elite, Noah Bowers. 3, Longhorn Aquatics, Kobe Carroza. 4, Ridgefield Aquatic Club, Kieran Smith. 5, Swim Atlanta, Jake McGahee. 6, Jersey Wahoos, Henry McFadden. 7, Sun Devil Swimming, Julian Hill. 8, from Piedmont Family YMCA and Cavalier Swimming, Thomas Heilman. Kieran Smith, your number 2 seed overall in lane 4, is the 3rd fastest American in history at a 144.7. Entered at 145.16, and Smith with a 51.7 as the top time at the 100, followed by Brooks Curry and Kobe Carrozza. They're tied for 2nd at 52.07. Carrozza, part of the World Championship team last year, picked up gold as a member of the 4x200 meter free relay, swimming in the prelims. (26.9) opens up the big lead for Smith. That's the split on the 3rd 50. Carrozza 27.5 to claim sole ownership of 2nd into the final 50 meters. It's going to be Smith out of lane 4. The race for 2nd is Carrozza hanging in there. Late challenge from McFadden in lane 6. Kieran Smith, 146.10. Carrozza, 46.72 for 2nd. And 3rd is Henry McFadden, 146.94 as he drops from his entry time of 47.2. And McFadden's going to move up the all-time rankings in the 17-18 age group. He came in ranked number 6 all-time in that event. Heat 7. Final heat of the men's 200, lane 1, Lakeside Aquatic Club, Maximus Williamson. 2, Tack Titans, Michael Cutter. 3, Sun Devil, Grant House. 4, Carmel, Drew Kibler. 5, Longhorn, Luke Hobson. 6, Team Triumph, Jack Dahlgren. 7, Sun Devil, Patrick Salmon. 8, Rose Bowl, Rex Maurer. Williamson in 1 comes in just shy of the NAG record in this event. The 16-year-old from Lakeside, 148.21, ranks him number 2 all time. That record is a 47.73 from Luca Orlando. And that time from Williamson was from the 2022 Junior Pan Pacs. This is Drew Kibler in lane 4, your leader. He was 4th at the 2022 World Championships, out in a 51.2. Former teammate at Texas, Luke Hobson, right next to him in lane 5, 51.43, and then Dahlgren in 6, 51.7. Through the 3rd 50, Hobson takes over with a 26.5 split. The reigning NCAA champion in the 200-yard freestyle in lane 5, Luke Hobson. Now leading Kibler, Dahlgren in 3rd. Hobson looking smooth and under control as he takes the lead into the final 15 meters. Drew Kibler will stay at his hip at the final touch. Hobson, 45.12 to get the victory. Drew Kibler, 145.67 for 2nd, and Jack Dahlgren and Patrick Salmon, they tie for 3rd at 147.32. We'll see how that shakes out here on the results summary coming up in just a moment on your Omega scoreboard, as we see the championship final led by Luke Hobson at 145.12, Carson Foster, Drew Kibler, Jake Mitchell, Kieran Smith, Kobe Carrozza, Baylor Nelson, Henry McFadden gets an 8th at 146.94 for the Jersey Wahoos. B final led by Zane Grothy and a 146.97. Curry, McGahee, Dahlgren, Salmon, Williamson, Shackle, and Hill. There's that tie. They get in 12th. No swim off needed there. C final showing next with Jet of Cal leading the way, 47.88. Julian, Burns, Maurer, House, Connery, Bowers, and Matthias qualifies 24th at 149.10, makes the top 24. D finalists coming your way in just a moment. Swimmers, the time is 10:43. You have 30 minutes in which to declare. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the men's 200-meter freestyle.
Our next event of the morning is event number 9, the women's 200 meters breaststroke. We're in for 5 heats this morning. Heat 1. Swimming in Heat 1 of the women's 200 breaststroke, Grace Rapp of Aqua Jetsi in lane 2, Hannah Ombe of Auburn University in 3, Caroline Brinker, Pikes Peak Athletics in 4, Campbell Stoll of Elmbrook Swim Club in 5, and Olivia Mindenhall of Kentucky Aquatics is in lane 6.
D finalists in the men's 200-meter freestyle: Cooper Lucas, Thomas Heilman, Jason Zhao, Jacob Wimberly, Ryan Arisman, Drew Hitchcock, Daniel Lee, Noah Setch. Those are your 8 swimmers qualified for the D final, the men's 200-meter freestyle. The time is now 10:45. Thank you.
Halfway through here in heat number 1, Hannah Ombe of Auburn University. Out on a 1:12.71 at the 100-meter mark. Final 15 meters here in heat number 1 of the women's 200 breaststroke. Ombe has led the entire way, 34-1, 38-6, 39-6. Seated with the yards, 209.16. She will win the first heat and posting our early top time at a 2:33.54. The results of heat 1 are unofficial, pending video review. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a disqualification report in event 9, heat 1, lane 5 for butterfly kick during the swim. Heat 2. Women's 200 breaststroke heat 2 of 5 underway. Elle Scott of Nova, Virginia in 1. Grace Rainey of Swim Mac in 2. Zoe Skirball, Racer X Aquatics in 3. Bridget Engel of Kentucky Aquatics in 4. Swim Mac's Avery Clamfeth in lane 5. Mason Manor Ray's Addie Robillard is in 6. Lane 7 has Abby Aarons of Wolfpack Elite. And rounding us out in lane 8 is Channing Handley of Longhorn Aquatics. .100 meters down here in heat number 2, a 1:11.62. Annie Robillard leads the way in lane 6, but it's a pretty tightly bunched field here, about 1.5 seconds separating the top 6 swimmers in heat number 2. 2:33.54, Hannah Ombe's top time so far through 1 heat. Only 5 heats this morning. Got to fill A, B, C, and D finals, so a lot of spots available this evening. But the swimming is incredibly fast, and it'll be tough to make it back for a second swim into that championship final. 2:29.78 is what it took last year, and as we've seen all week long already, you're going to have to be faster than 2022 if you want to be a championship finalist in 2023. Robillard still has the lead, but it's slim. 0.05 of a second as Abby Aarons splits a 38.7 on that third 50. Aarons in 7, Robillard in 6. Keep an eye on Elle Scott as well in lane 1. She was charging. Battle for third place looks like right now Zoe Skirball of Racer X may have a slight edge. Bridget Engel in lane 4 also in the mix, but it's Abby Aarons who gets the heat win. New top time at a 2:30.47. She drops almost 1.5 seconds off of her seed time to win heat number 2. Addie Robillard goes a 2:30.55, dropping almost a full second off of her seed time, moving her up to 44th in the national age group rankings for 15-16-year-old women. Heat 3. Heat 3 underway. Denise Phelan of Kentucky Aquatics in lane 1. Catherine Adams, Tualatin Hills Swim Club in 2. Josie Panitz of Ohio State in 3. Annie Laser of Indiana Swim Club in lane 4. Piper Inge of Bellevue Club Swim Team in 5. Bren Curtis, Auburn University in 6. Ryan Mellett of the Crow Canyon Sharks, the 15-year-old in lane 7. And Miranda Tucker of Texas Ford Aquatics is in lane 8. It's Piper with a 33.3 leading the way in lane 5. The 17-year-old from Bellevue Club Swim Team seated with a 2:27.93. Iggy, a 17-year-old, but when she was in the 15-16, she was the 14th fastest 15-16-year-old woman in American history. We'll see where she makes her premiere on the 17-18 rankings. Out at a 1:10.4, outsplitting the Olympian Annie Laser so far is Iggy. Laser only 1/4 of a second back. Josie Panitz of Ohio State is in 3rd. She's got about a second to make up to chase down Ingi and Laser. Here's the final turn, and Annie Laser's doing Annie Laser things. 37.3 on the third 50. Looking like she's out for a Wednesday morning stroll right now. The very confident and very fast Annie Laser asserting her speed. Third fastest woman in American history. Annie Laser pulls into the lead. Top time belongs to Abby Aarons of Wolfpack Elite. It's a 2:30.47. Under the flags we go. A great time coming from Ingi here. Laser's going to touch it at 2:26.51. Ingi at 2:27.86. A new best time for her. And it puts her into the top 25 all-time performances for the 17-18 national age group rankings. And her and Laser are your top 2 times through 3 heats. Heat 4. Second to last heat, women's 200 breaststroke. Alexis Yeager of Tennessee Aquatics in 1. Caitlin Gridley of Duke University in 2. Molly Sweeney, the 15-year-old from Carmel Swim Club in lane 3. Kate Douglas of New York Athletic Club in 4. Zoe Hartman of Athens Bulldog Swim Club is in 5. Katie Christofferson of Swim Atlanta in 6. Emma Weber, YMC Cavalier in 7. And Sophia Plaza of Swim Mac in 8. Douglas out quick, 33.04 on the opening 50 meters for Kate Douglas, the 4th fastest woman in American history. Douglas was a 2:20.275 at the Atlanta Classic just a few weeks ago. Good for 6th fastest in the world this swim season. And the fastest swimmer from the United States to this point in the August to July turnaround. Douglas, 15-time NCAA champion. Short course American record holder out at a 109.66 at the 100-meter mark. She's got over a second lead on Emma Weber, who's in lane 7 and is in second. Emma Weber, another Cavalier. Douglas, formerly of University of Virginia, leading the way. 111.2 for Molly Sweeney. She's in 3rd. Sweeney, a top 20 all-time performer in the 15-16 age group, and that's as a 15-year-old. Final turn for Douglas, 146.80. She's a 37.1, showing no signs of slowing. Now the question is, can she get under Annie Laser's top time of the morning so far? 2:26.51 is that time. Emma Weber continues to hold on to second. In fact, no one traded spots on that third 50. Molly Sweeney in 3rd, looking to eclipse her 2:28.34 best time that she set at the East Spring Speedo Sectionals earlier this year. It's all Kate Douglas here in heat number 4, and she will touch at a 2:23.87. The top time of the morning by almost 3 full seconds. Emma Weber in second at a 2:27.34, and then jumping into 3rd is Caitlin Gridley of Duke University. The 18-year-old splits a 38.3 to pass on the final 50 meters and finish in 3rd. But Douglas with the top time of the morning with 1 heat remaining. Heat 5. Fifth and final heat for the women's 200 breaststroke. We've got a championship final to figure out. And here who's going to round us out. Caitlin Doubler of Trojan Swim Club in 1. Rachel Bernhardt of Team Charlotte in 2. Isabel Odgers of Trojan Swim Club in 3. Lily King of Indiana Swim Club in lane 4. Anna Keating of YMCA Cavalier in 5. Abby Hay, University of Louisville in 6. Danny Karna of Scarlet Aquatics in 7. And Gracie Wyan of the Sarasota Sharks is in lane 8. Lily King has the lead. It's a 32.4 on the opening 50 meters. Keating 0.8 of a second behind the second fastest woman in American history, Lily King. King's been a 2:23.33 this year. She's turned that in at the Pro Swim Series down in Fort Lauderdale. That's good for 9th fastest in the world thus far. And at the 100-meter mark, King settles in at a 37.3 on the way back, a 109.8 on the way out. Douglas a 2:23.87. And that is good for top of the group by 2.5 full seconds. Is King going to respond? Took a 2:29.78 to make it back last year, and that's right about where we're trending again this year. It might take a sub 2:29 just to see championship final action. As we have done all week long, we'll let you know who made it into those finals right after this event, as well as the D final, which we will announce moments after the start of our men's 200 breaststroke. Final 50 meters. Lily King continues to look cool, calm, and collected. Anna Keating has kept pace with her this entire time. Keating, a top 25 American performer. Check out lane number 1. Caitlin Doubler making a splash. She was in 4th at that final turn. She looks like she may have moved into 2nd. Lily King's going to win the heat with a 2:25.81, good for 2nd overall heading into tonight's championship final. Keating with a 2:27.24. She actually ties Doubler with a 2nd place finish, so those two ladies will actually be tied for 4th heading into the championship final. Question is, who is joining them in our Championship A final this evening, women's 200 breaststroke? Let's take a look. There they are, 2:27.99 to make it back. Kate Douglas atop your leaderboard. Joining her, Lily King, Annie Laser, Caitlin Doubler, Anna Keating, Emma Weber, Piper Inge, and Isabel Odgers. What a fast final that will be. B finalists on the board, Kaylin Gridley. Joining her, Bernhardt Hay, Sweeney, Yanker, Aarons, Robillard, and Tucker, a 2:31.24. To see B final action, a full 2.5 faster than 2022. And C finalists, Hartman, Christofferson, Panitz, Mellett, Curtis, Engel, Phelan, and Ownbay. We will announce our D finalists in just a few moments, but it's back over to Michael for the men's 200 breaststroke.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Event 10, men's 200-meter breaststroke, long course national record and U.S. Open record. 2:07.17 set in 2016 by Josh Prino with California Aquatics. We'll have 6 heats in this event. Heat 1. In our first of 6 heats, lane 3 from the Bowl School Sharks is Will Heck. 4. First Colony Swim Team, Logan Brown. 5. Indiana Swim Club, Luke Barr. 6. New Canaan YMCA Caymans, Kaylin Anbar.
Ladies and gentlemen, a quick update. D finalists for the women's 200 breaststroke. Making it in, Sophia Plaza, Gracie Wyan, Elle Scott, Avery Clamfith, Caroline Bricker, Danny Carno, Grace Rabb, and then also in Zoe Skirbol of Racer X Aquatics. Ladies, the current time is 11:03. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions.
.216.41 guaranteed a second swim at the 2022 International Team Trials in Greensboro. In the men's 200-meter breaststroke, it took a 2:14.41 to make the championship final. Luke Barr from Indiana Swim Club in lane 5. Turned first at the 100, 104.68. Then Logan Brown takes over. Logan Brown in lane 4 from First Colony, 34.9 on the third 50, 139.9. Looks like Brown's gonna have the tempo here to take the victory on the back half of this race. Kalen Anbar, lane 6. Staying right with him there as our first heat of the men's 200-meter breaststroke turns into a nice race to the final touch and a win for Logan Brown at 2:15.74. Anbar second, 2:16.27. Luke Barr third, 2:17.18. Results of heat 1 are pending review. There's a disqualification report in event 10. Heat 1, lane 6 has been disqualified for alternating kick. Heat 2. Heat 2 of 6, lane 1, Utah Aquatics, Jake Horner. 2, Aggie Swim Club, Alex Sanchez. 3, Indiana Swim Club, Harry Herrera. 4, Piedmont Family YMCA and Cavalier Swimming, Scooter Iida. And 5 for the Dallas Mustangs, Angus Corbeau. 6, Sun Devil Swimming, Cale Martyr. 7, Northwestern University, Connor Morikawa. Lane 8, Louisville, Aiden Criley. Sanchez at the 50 and Sanchez at the 100 is your leader. 103.32 the lead split. 104.10 from Iida, 105.2 Morikawa, Northwestern, lane 7. Some of our top short course yard entry times in this event, the fastest of which does belong to Alex Sanchez of Aggie Swim Club in lane 2, 151.09. 34.8 from Sanchez on the third 50. Outsplitting this field, Morikawa was the next fastest with a 35.1. Scooter Iida in lane 4, closing pretty quickly here on Alex Sanchez as heat number 2 goes to lane 2, and Alex Sanchez at 2:15.57. Iida 2:16.54 for second and third. Cale Martyr, lane 6, 2:17.24 for Sun Devil Swimming. Results of heat 2 are pending video review. Disqualification report in event 10, heat 2, lane 1 has been disqualified for an alternating kick. Heat 3. Heat 3 of 6 and 1 from Florida's Peter Bretzman. 2, Longhorn Aquatics, Andrew Zoe. 3, Jaguar Aquatics, Logan Kelly. 4, Rise Aquatic Club, Colin Zhang. 5, Rockville Montgomery, Jed Garner. 6, Lakeside Swim Team, Will Schultz. 7, University of Notre Dame, Sean Fakish. And 8 from Ohio State University is Billy Reagan. Pair of 2:15s currently atop the leaderboard with Sanchez at 2:15.57. The fastest time ahead of Brown of First Colony, 2:15.74. This is Logan Kelly in lane 3 in his home pool here for Jaguar Aquatics. 104.48 leads the way out of lane 3. Still Logan Kelly approaching the final turn with the lead. Checking in on the splits here. Kelly 35.0 on the third 50, 34.9 from Jed Garner. Garner in second in lane 5 from Rockville Montgomery. Fairly young field here. Kelly 19 years of age, Garner 18. Got Andrew Zoe, the 17-year-old from Longhorn in lane 2. This could be Will Schultz of Lakeside Swim Team in lane 6. He's got a reach. Still Kelly out of lane 3 and a 2:14.99 does get the win. The first sub 2:15 of the men's 2 breaststroke. Second, Jed Gardner, 2:15.30. Third, Will Schultz at 2:15.47, and results of Heat 3 are pending video review. We have a disqualification in event 10. Heat 3, lane 4 has been disqualified for alternating kick. Heat 4. First of our circle-seated heats here, 4 of 6 and 1. California Aquatics, Jason Lauser. 2, YMCA and Cavalier Swimming, Noah Nichols. 3, Indiana Swim Club, Max Wright. 4, Metro Atlanta Aquatic Club, Nick Fink. 5, Longhorn Aquatics, Will Lacone. 6, Tri-Valley Aquatics, Brandon Fisher. 7, Highland Hurricanes, Josh Bay. 8, Swim Mac Carolina, Jordan Willis. Lauser took the early lead in 1, 29-19. 29's pretty much across the board here on the opening 50. Talented field here, including Olympic finalist in this event, Nick Fink, in lane 4, your number 3 seed with a 2:08.8. Still Lauser with the lead through the 100 with a 102.08. Then Noah Nichols, 102.19, and Will Lacone, 102.42. Big third 50 from Will Lacone, a 33.70 to take the lead. Lauser was a 34.0, Nichols 34.5, and Nick Fink with a 33.5 jumps 3 spots into 4th place out of the final turn. The veterans now separated themselves. Fink in 4, Lacone in 5. Top time 2:14.9 from Kelly of IUPUI. And we'll have to see the rematch this evening here with Fink and Lacone getting to the wall well ahead of the rest of this field. Nick Fink 210.59, your top qualifier with 2 heats remaining, followed by Will Lacone at 210.97. Jason Lauser of Cal third, 211.75. Heat 5. So of note there in the previous heat, you had the 2 16-year-olds, Josh Bay and Jordan Willis. They both threw out time. 2:13.39 from Bay, 2:13.50 from Willis moves them to number 5 and 6 all-time respectively in the 15-16 age group. Swimming in heat 5, lane 1, Fort Collins area swim team, Jake Eccleston. 2, Zionsville Swim Club, Coleman Modulin. 3, Indiana Swim Club, Josh Matheny. 4, Nova of Virginia, Charlie Swanson. 5, Virginia Tech, AJ Pouch. 6, Dallas Mustangs, Colin Fury. 7, Sun Devil Swimming, Andy Dobrozanski. And 8 from Aquajet Swim Team is Charles Edgelin. That's AJ Pouch with a 102.17, leading a trio of 102s with Swanson and Matheny right there. AJ Pouch, finalist at the 2020 Olympic trials in this event, taking 5th place overall. Standout NCAA swimmer as well for Virginia Tech. Here with Josh Matheny, he was 5th in the 100-meter breaststroke at the 2021 Olympic trials. $33.5 from Matheny, $33.6 from Pouch. As they get ahead of Charlie Swanson in lane 4. We saw Swanson make the World Championship team last year in this 200-meter breaststroke event. But Josh Matheny really turning it on here in the final 50. Entered at 2:10.19. Best time of 2:09.40, and Matheny gets under that with a prelim swim of 2:09.34 as Josh Matheny takes over the leaderboard with the 8th fastest time in the world for 2023. Second, AJ Pouch, 2:10.88. Third, Charlie Swanson, 2:11.59. That'll put Swanson at number 5 overall with 1 heat remaining. Heat 6. Sixth and final heat of the men's breaststroke, and 1 swim back, Ben Delmar. 2, Indiana Swim Club, Jason Yep. 4, Athens Bulldog Swim Club, Matt Fallon. 5, Mason Manarays, Jake Foster. 6, Club Wolverine, Tommy Cope. 7, Texas Ford, Joshua Chen. Lane 8, Rose Bowl Aquatics, Daniel Lee. Jake Foster, lane 5, 29.25, opens with a lead over Fallon, 29.74, and Tommy Cope, 30.2. 102.05 from Jake Foster, one of the fastest opening 100s we've seen here in the prelims. Foster has been as fast as 2:09.38 this year. That had him at number 8 in the world standings until Matheny replaced him in the previous heat. Foster 6th in this event at our most recent Olympic trials, with Fallon taking over on the third 50. 31.97 on the third 50 from Matt Fallon, which converts to a 1.1 second advantage over Jake Foster after trailing by nearly a second at the 100. Moving into third from lane 2, Jason Yep of Indiana. Matt Fallon, 1:34.8 into the final 50, and he's going to win this going away in lane 4 as Fallon turns in a 2:08.19. That'll jump him all the way to number 4 in the world rankings for 2023, and unofficially the top qualifying time as Heat 6 is pending video review. Disqualification to report in event 10, heat 6. Lane 1 has been disqualified for butterfly kick during the swim. That leads us to the official results now for event number 10, the men's 200-meter breaststroke. Thank you for your patience. There's Matt Fallon atop the leaderboard with a 2:08.19. 2:11.66 made it back. Championship finalists include Josh Matheny, Jake Foster, Nick Fink, AJ Pouch, Will Lacone, Charlie Swanson, and Tommy Cope in 8th for Club Wolverine, 2:11.6. In the B final, Jason Lauser of California leads the way, followed by Yep, Reich, Nichols, Bay, Willis, Fury, and Kelly of IUPUI gets in 2:14.9. C finalist Gardner, 2:15.30, followed by Fisher, Schultz, Sanchez, Brown, Fakis, Chen, and Lee of Rose Bowl, 2:16.40. We'll have your D finalists coming up in just a moment.
That's all the breaststroke for the morning. It's on to some backstroke. The women's 200-meter backstroke, 6 heats this morning. Heat 1. Heat number 1, women's 200 backstroke. Charlotte Wilson of the University of Denver Hilltoppers in 1. Tristan Harrison of Ohio State in 2. El Caldo of Tide Swimming in lane 3. Ella Bathurst is in lane 4. University of Florida's Zoe Dixon in lane 5. Ellie Waldrop of Auburn University in 6. And Sandpipers of Nevada's Mackie Hodges in lane 7.
Here are your D finalists for event 10, men's 200-meter breaststroke. Andy Dobrzanski, Peter Brettsmith, Luke Barr, Cale Martyr, Jake Eccleston, Charlie Edgelin, Andrew Zoe, and Will Heck all qualify for the D final in the men's 200-meter breaststroke finalists. The time is now 10:27. You have 30 minutes in which to declare your intentions.
Heat 1 of the women's 200 backstroke. Ellie Waldrop, a 1:04.79, leading at the 100-meter mark. Waldrop's personal best, a 2:14.56, set at the 2019 Summer National Championships. She's seated with a 1:54.00 yards time, leading here in heat number 1. 6 heats this morning. On our way to finding those A, B, C, and D finalists. Mackie Hodges takes the lead in lane number 7. The Sandpiper 18-year-old. Hodges seated with a 1:54.23 short course yards time. The Southern California commit personal best, a 2:14.45. Swam at Tour Pro back in January in Knoxville. She looks like she's on her way to winning the heat and posting our early top time. She will touch at a 2:13.38, a new best time by over a second for Mackie Hodges. And our top time through 1 heat belongs to the Sandpiper. Heat 2. Heat 2, women's 200 backstroke on its way. Mia Mutakidis of California Aquatics in 1. Lexi Stevens of Poseidon Swimming in 2. Elise Heiser of Indiana Swim Club in 3. Finley Anderson, University of Denver Hilltoppers in lane 4. Cayman Neal, Swim Mac in 5. Sarah Rodriguez of Streamline Aquatics in lane 6. And Susan LeGrand of Only swimming in lane 7. 50 meters down, Rodriguez in lane 6 leads the way, 30.6. And she's got a 0.5 of a second lead over Heiser, who's in lane 3. Here's the halfway point. Rodriguez still with the lead, but it's a slim lead. 0.02 of a second as Heiser comes back at a 32.9 on the second 50. Rodriguez a 33.4. Lexi Stevens also making a little bit of a move as she splits a 33.3. Only 0.6 of a second behind Rodriguez's lead. Back half of this heat 200 backstroke. 6 heats overall this morning for the women. And then we'll have 7 heats of men right after, and then we'll wrap up our morning with the 50 butterfly. Rodriguez steadies out to a 33.6 on that third 50, putting 0.75 of a second between her and Heiser after giving up about 0.5 of a second of that lead on the second 50. A strong, fast turnover for your leader in lane 6, Rodriguez. The 16-year-old seated with a 2:13.99, just outside of the NAG top 100 rankings. We'll see what she has in store here for this Heat 2 win. She will touch at a 2:11.37. How about that? Dropping over 2.5 seconds and launching up the national age group rankings to become the 33rd fastest 15-16-year-old in American history in the 200 backstroke, surprising herself and taking the top time of the morning through 2 heats. Heat 3. Heat number 3, women's 200 backstroke. Alexa Connor of Suburban Seahawks in 1. Summer Stanfield of Utah Aquatics in lane 2. Zuri Ferguson of Bluefish Swim Club in lane 3. Dynamo Swim Club's Katie Choate is in lane 4. Grace Frericks of Kentucky Aquatics in lane 6. Lakeside Swim Team's Haley McDonald is in 6. Lane 7, Sophie Bryson from Dynamo Swim Club, and Audrey Daravo of Jersey Wahoos in lane 8. Frericks of Kentucky Aquatics in lane 5 leads the way, 30.4 for her on the opening 50 meters. She's trailed by McDonald in lane 6 from Lakeside, and then Dynamo's Katie Choate in lane 4. Those 3 ladies look to have pulled even with each other as we hit the halfway mark, but they are still in the same order. Frericks, McDonald, and Choate, but it's only 0.08 of a second that separates them, and right on their heels is Summer Stanfield of Utah Aquatics in lane 2, who's pulled within 0.5 of a second of that lead. Frericks out in a 1:03.92 and a 1:03.98 for McDonald, 1:04.00 for Choate. Here comes the final turn in heat number 3 of the women's 200 backstroke. This will be the halfway point of the event when these ladies wrap it up. It's the Dynamo Katie Choate out of Atlanta, Georgia, leading at the 150. She's seated with a 2:13.16. The 18-year-old is a top 100 national age group performer. Currently ranked 91st in American history in this event. Looking to improve on that time, maybe even eclipse Rodriguez's 2:11.37. Huge drop that won her heat number 2 and gave her the top spot. At the finish, it's actually going to be Haley McDonald with the heat win of a 2:12.25. She drops a second from her seed time And 2:12.25 climbs her to the top 50 all-time performers for women's 15-16 age group history. 2:12.33 for Chuck. A drop for her, and she is third overall through 3 heats. Heat 4. Circle seated heat underway. Tori Berger of Kentucky Aquatics in 1. Maggie Wanazek of Elmbrook Swim Club in 2. JoJo Ramey, Fishers Area Swimming in 3. Ryan White of Wolfpack Elite in Olympian Lane 4. Leah Shackley of Blair Regional YMCA in 5. Natalie Mannion of Alto Swim Club in 6. And Charlotte Crush, the 15-year-old from Lakeside Swim Team in Lane 8. Ryan White out fast, 29.72 for the 4th fastest woman in American history, 7th fastest woman in world history. 4 Americans in the top 10 in world history, 3 of them swimming this morning. Ryan White in the water right now. She leads Leah Shackley by 0.3 of a second. Shackley, the 16-year-old from Blair Regional YMCA, 8th fastest 15-16-year-old in American history, trying to go toe-to-toe with the NCAA champion Ryan White. White still in the lead, 101.92 for her, 102.20 for Shackley on the front 100. JoJo Ramey also having a strong swim in lane 3. She is a top 20 17-18 NAG performer. She's out at a 102.75, about 0.8 of a second behind Ryan White. Final 15 meters on this third 50 of the women's 200 backstroke. Rodriguez's 2:11.37 still stands atop our leaderboard. Took a 2:11.31 to make it back to that championship final a year ago. We'll see what it takes to do it again this year. Ryan White still leads, but it's JoJo Ramey now in second place as she goes a 33.3 on that third 50. Ryan White split a 32.75. And looking cool, calm, and collected as she hits those final 15 meters on her way to a Heat 4 win. She'll be under that 2:11. How far under 2:11 will she go? Ryan White will touch it at 2:07.87, and that is good for the 10th fastest time in the world this season. For Ryan White, it is our fastest time of the morning so far. JoJo Ramey dips under the 2:10 mark to go at 2:09.69, a new best time for her, and she is second with 2 heats still to go in the women's 200 backstroke. Heat 5. Heat number 5, women's 200 backstroke, our second to the last heat in the water. Paige Hetrick, University of Louisville in 1. Lila Bognar of Team Greenville. Lila Bognar, in lane 2. Josephine Fuller of Tennessee Aquatics in 3. Phoebe Bankin of Wisconsin Aquatics is in 4. Claire Curzan, Alto Swim Club in 5. Kennedy Noble of Wolfpack Elite in 6. Olivia Bray of Longhorn Aquatics in 7. And Ryan Ullett of the University of Louisville is in lane 8. 29.72, the lead is Kennedy Nobles. The 19-year-old of Wolfpack Elite is in lane 6. Seated at a 2:10.53, she leads Curzan and Bankin, who are second and third respectively, about a quarter of a second back from the lead of Noble. Phoebe Bankin, third fastest woman in American history and the 6th fastest woman in world history, just continuing the tradition of dominant American backstrokers. But right now it's Claire Curzan, a 101.60 on the front 100 meters. Curzan 12th all-time in American history in this event. Not necessarily known for her backstroke, but she should be one of the best in history. Just happens that that history is stacked for the women's 200 backstroke. Bacon in third, Noble in second, but Noble was only a 1/10 of a second back at the halfway point. There's the final turn. Will it still be Curzan? No. Noble takes the lead back over, going to 32.4 on that third 50. Noble is seated with a 2:10.53. How fast is she planning to go here in prelims on day number 2? Kennedy Noble having a fantastic swim. The 19-year-old from Wolfpack Elite leading Curzan and Bacon down the final stretch. She looks like she's getting faster and faster, and she will touch with the heat win of a 2:07.09. She will become our top seed with 1 heat to go, and she becomes the 11th fastest woman in American history at the same time. Curzan goes a 2:07.73, just off of a personal best, good for second overall, and then Bacon goes a 2:08.19. She's fourth overall with 1 heat still to go. Heat 6. Well, the drama continues to get more and more entertaining. Let's see what happens here in our 6th and final heat. Justine Murdoch of Northwestern University in 1. Tess Howley of Long Island Aquatic Club in 2. Riley Tiltman of YMCA Cavalier in 3. Reagan Smith, your American record holder of Sun Devil Swimming, is in 4. Isabel Staten, California Aquatics in 5. Tegan Odell, Mission Viejo in 6. Germantown Academy, Emily Hamill in 7. And Anna Freed of Indiana Swim Club is in lane 8. 29.84. Reagan Smith is out very quick, leading Isabel Staten by almost a 1/4 of a second. 3/10 of a second ahead of Tegan Odell is Smith. Riley Tiltman also in the mix there in lane number 3. She was out in a 30.9. Smith looks very smooth at the 100-meter mark. She's out in a 1:02.24. Still a 3/10 of a second lead ahead of Staten. Not much has changed behind the lead of Reagan Smith. Odell still in third, albeit a little bit further behind Smith as she now trails by almost a second. Smith out in a 29.8, back in a 32.4. Reagan Smith, fastest American in history, second fastest woman in world history. Right now, second to the world record holder on the season. And she continues to lead here, 32.55. Very, very smooth splits as her lead a full second now on Staten. Kennedy Noble with that huge time drop over 3 seconds to go at 2:07.09. She's your top seed as this heat wraps up. Will she be your top seed? Or will Reagan Smith be in lane 4 in tonight's championship final? Smith has looked very strong this entire way, and she will be your top seed. A 2:06.83 for Reagan Smith, 2:08.43 for Isabel Staten, and third is a 2:08.98 for Riley Tiltman. That's 7/10 of a second off of her seed time to finish in third in the heat. Will it be enough to make the championship final? Let's find out. A finalists on the board. There it is, 2:09.69, 1.5 seconds faster than 2022 to make it into the A final. Reagan Smith, Kennedy Noble, Claire Curzan, Ryan White, Phoebe Bacon, Isabel Staten, Riley Tiltman, and JoJo Ramey in the A. 2:09.69 to make it back, 2:12.33 to make it into your B. A tie at 15. Let's see who's in. Odell, Fuller, Bray, Rodriguez, Hetrick, McDonald, Choate, and Bognar. That is your B final. C finalists on the board, 213.55 to a 212.96. Howley, Connor, Freed, Hamill, Wanazek, Hodges, Heiser, and Stanfield make up your C final. We'll have the D finalists in just a moment.
This is event 12, men's 200 meter backstroke. We'll have 7 heats here with the U.S. Open record and long course national record. 153.08 set in 2009 by Aaron Pearsall with Longhorn Aquatics. Heat 1. Heat 1, lane 2, Foothill Swim Team, Chase Muller. 3, Wolfpack Elite, Mikey Moore. 4, Alto Swim Club, Aaron Sequeira. 5, Sun Devil Swimming, Jack Wadsworth. 6, Wolfpack Elite, Ryan Weaver. 7, from Piedmont Family YMCA and Cavalier Swimming, David King.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have your D finalists for the women's 200 backstroke. Making it into the D, Charlotte Crush, Leah Shackley, Audrey Daravo, Zeri Ferguson, Cayman Neal, Finley Anderson, Charlotte Wilson, and Lexi Stevens. Ladies, current time is 11:47. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions.
$50 meters remaining in heat 1, and it's Mikey Moore in lane 3 from Wolfpack Elite. 128.3. Added the 129.7 from Sequeira and a 130.7 from Jack Wadsworth. 201.24 to make it back in the top 16 at last year's international team trials. And Mikey Moore will set the pace out of NC State with a 159.14. 202.28, Ryan Weaver second. The teammates there from Wolfpack. And Jack Wadsworth third for Sun Devil, 202.97. Heat 2. Heat 2, lane 1, Commonwealth Swimming, Tommy Hagar. 2, Sun Devil Swimming, Owen McDonald. 3, University of Louisville, Jackson Millard. 4, Louisiana State University, Griffin Curtis. 5, Dallas Mustangs, Edwin McCall. 6, Kentucky Aquatics, Jackson Musler. 7, Evolution Racing Club, Humberto Najera. Took a 158.94 to make it back into the A final in this event. Owen McDonald, 57.45. Sun Devil Swimming, lane 2. Entry time of 2:02.17. Leads Nahara of Evolution Racing. Nahara, 57.86, and a 57.9 from Hagar at the turn. .31.4 maintains the lead over the third 50 for Owen McDonald, but gaining ground with a 30.4 is Jackson Millard in lane 3 from the University of Louisville. Millard, 2:02.06 entry time. He's got the closing speed. He's taken over here in the final 15 meters with Nahara still in range from lane 7. Jackson Millard bouncing his way to the finish in lane 3 with a winning time of 1:59.97. Second fastest effort of the morning, and Millard with a full 1 second improvement on his entry time to dip under 2 minutes. Nahara second, 2:00.59, also a huge drop out of lane 7 for Evolution Racing. Taking third, lane 4, Griffin Curtis, LSU, 2:01.08. Heat 3. Heat 3 of 7, and 1 for the Marietta Marlins, Mitchell Norton. 2, Utah Aquatics, Brandon Miller. 3, Dynamo Swim Club, Daniel Gallagher. 4, Alto Swim Club, Gabe Machado. 5, Dallas Mustangs, Cotton Fields. 7, Tennessee Aquatics, Harrison Lears. 8, from Scarlet Aquatics, Eric Lee. Miller of Utah Aquatics in lane 2, 28.0 on the opening 50, back in the 29.6, 57.7, holds the lead over Mitchell Norton of 58.24 from Norton of the Marlins in 1. .30.9 from Miller. Going into the final turn, 31.1. Cotton Fields jumps 2 spots into second place now to challenge for the lead for the Dallas Mustangs in lane 5. .159.1 the time to beat. And there's a 1:59.78 from Brandon Miller of Utah Aquatics. Full 2-second improvement on his entry time to turn in the second fastest time through 3 heats of competition. In event 12, Cotton Field second, 2:00.99. Third, Eric Lee at 2:01.63. Heat 4. Fourth heat of 7 and 1 from Cardinal Aquatics, Nicholas Albiero. 2, Sarasota Sharks, Amadeus Knopp. 3, YMCA and Cavalier Swimming, Braden Hahi. 4, Zionsville Swim Club, William Modglin. 5, Wolfpack Elite, Kyle Ponsler. 6, Tennessee Aquatics, Landon Driggers. 7, Auburn University, Andrew Simons. Lane 8, Rockville Montgomery, Adriano Ariotti. Albiero of Louisville in 1, out in a 27.5, back in a 29.5, 57.07 to lead Hahi of Cavalier Swimming in 3, 57.28. From Hahi, third, Driggers, lane 6, 58.1, Tennessee Aquatics. So far, the 3 swimmers sub 2 minutes, Moore, Miller, and Millard. .30.5 from Albiero, 30.5 as well from Hahi, 30.7 William Modglin, lane 4. Zionsville Swim Club moving up into 3rd place. Albiero still in control from lane 1. Hahi looking strong on the finish. Hahi entered at 2:01.03, the 19-year-old from Cavalier. He'll take the win with a 1:58.09. Our top time of the morning. 3 heats to go in our first sub 159 in the men's backstroke. Second, Albiero joining him under the 159 mark with a 1:58.81. Third, William Modglin, 2:00.60, representing Zionsville Swim Club. Heat 5. This is Heat 5, and in lane 1 is Tommy Janton from the University of Notre Dame. Lane 2, Michigan, Wyatt Davis. 3, California, Destin Lasco. 5, Wolfpack Elite, Hunter Tapp. 6, Metro Atlanta Aquatic Club, Chris Thames. Lane 8 from Blue Hen Aquatics is Gavin Curry. Great opening 100 there from Tommy Janton of Notre Dame, out in a 26.8 and a 56.3 to halfway point. But Hunter Tapp taking over from lane 5, 29.9 on the third 50, 126.2 into the final length of the pool here, leading Janton and Lasco in third. Lasco, the recent NCAA champion in the 200-yard backstroke with a 135.87. He's turning it on here in the final 50. Janton, Lasco, Tapp, stroke for stroke to the final touch in our first circle seated heat, and the win goes to Destin Lasco, home in a 29.44 to seal it with a 156.80. Janton second, 156.94, followed by Tapp at 157 flat. Heat 6. Heat 6, lane 1, Aggie Swim Club, Thomas Jomper. 2, Swim Mac, Caleb Maldari. 3, Dynamo, Ian Grum. 4, Longhorn, Shane Casas. 5, YMCA of Cumberland, Daniel Deal. 6, Lakeside Aquatic Club, Maximus Williamson. 7, Auburn University, Nate Stoffel. 8, University of Michigan Swim Team, Jack Wilkening. Daniel Deal in lane 5 comes in ranked number 6 all-time in the 17-18 age group at 156.41 in this event. Takes the early lead with a 27-1 with Ian Grum following him in lane 3. 56.43 from Deal, 56.46 from Grum. And between them is Shane Casas, 2022 World Championship bronze medalist in this event, who turns in a 56.99. Deal comes in ranked number 5 in the world standings, 156.59 on the 2023 season. And the real Deal out of lane 5 continues to hold the lead. 29.5 on the third 50, 30.5 from Grum. And Wilkening of Michigan accelerates in the third with a 30.4 split. Daniel Deal, the 17-18 national age group record owned by Aaron Pearsall, is a 155.1. And Daniel Deal to the wall in a 157.42. He gets out-touched by Ian Grum with a 157.40. And third goes to Caleb Maldari. Comes flying home in a 29.79, the fastest final 50 of the field, as that'll put Grum at number 4 overall, followed by Deal and Maldari in 5th and 6th respectively. Heat 7. Final heat of the men's backstroke, and 1 from McCallie School and GPS Aquatics, University of Georgia, Sam Powell. Lane 2, Wolfpack Elite, JT Ewing. 3, Swim Neptune, Keaton Jones. 4, California Aquatics, Ryan Murphy. 5, Swim Atlanta, Jack Akins. 6, Swim Atlanta, Bradley Dunham. 7, Longhorn Aquatics, Christopher O'Connor. Lane 8, California Aquatics, Colby Mefford. Quick start here for Akins and O'Connor. They're your leaders. 55.78 from Akins in 5, 56.1 for O'Connor in 7. Then it's Keaton Jones of Swim Neptune in lane 3. Jones comes in number 9 all-time in the 17-18 age group at 157.04. Beside him, JT Ewing comes in number 31 all-time in that same age group with a 159.19. Contending here with Ryan Murphy, currently number 3 in the world rankings at 156.31. That was done in April. Murphy with a 30.0 moves up a spot on the third 50. But Jack Akins is still your leader for Swim Atlanta out of lane 5. Lifetime best of 156.29. Olympic trial finalist in the 200-meter backstroke. He took 7th. And Akins trying to hold off the Olympic champ Ryan Murphy in lane 4. And Murphy snags the victory with a 156.64. Akins second, 156.70, just about a couple tenths there away from personal best. Keaton Jones third, 157 flat. That should get all 3 of those swimmers squarely into the championship final. As we conclude the prelims of the men's 200-meter backstroke. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all the swimmers as we reveal the results summary led by Ryan Murphy's 156.64, Jack Akins, Destin Lasco, Tommy Janton, Hunter Tapp, Keaton Jones, Ian Grum, and Daniel Deal qualifies with a 157.42. Caleb Maldari leads the B final with a 157.86. Stoffel, Hahi, Ewing, Casas, Thames, Albiero, and more qualifies for Wolfpack with a 59.14. C final shows Powell, O'Connor, Miller, Millard, Wilkening, Mefford, Davis, and Nahara of Evolution Racing, 200.59. D finalists coming up in just a minute or so.
To the other end of the pool we go. It's time for the women's 50-meter butterfly, our first 50 of the week. Great splash and dash of the butterfly variety. 8 heats this morning for the women's 50 fly. Heat 1. Tierney, Burnlin, and Zhang in heat number 1 of the women's 50 butterfly. 8 heats this morning. Took a 26.73 to make it back to the championship final a year ago. And a 25.68 to finish in those top 2. Cruise in and husk your top 2 from a year ago. We'll see who gets their hand on the wall first here in heat number 1, 27.49. Haley Tierney of the Lake Country Swim Team winning heat 1. Heat 2.
These are the D finalists in the men's 200-meter backstroke. Modulin, Ponsler, Hagar, McDonald, Lee, Ariotti, King, and Williamson. Finalists in event 12 men's 200-meter backstroke. The time is now 12:09. You have 30 minutes.
Heat 2, women's 50 butterfly already under the flags and into the wall. And it's going to be lane 3, Brady Kendall with the heat win, a 27.10, fastest of the morning through 2 heats. Heat 3. In the water, heat number 3, Williams, Longy, Watts, Regenauer, Peoples, Runnels, and Larson. Slight edge looks like maybe lane 6 or lane 2. Peoples or Longy. And it is Olivia Peoples. 26.85. Our first sub 27 belongs to the Florida Gator in lane 6. Heat 4. Heat 4 wrapping up. Abby Harder with a 27.36, winning the heat. Thiel and Shallow second and third there in heat number 4. Heat 5. Heat 5 in the water, women's 50 butterfly. Bargeron, Heimstead, Zinnick, Ulett, Jablonski, Gingrich, Johnson, and Kraus. Heat 5. Attention coaches, time trial heat sheets now available over at the admin desk. Heat win, 26.54. Catherine Zinnick, our new top time, with 3 heats still to go here in the women's 50 butterfly. And our second sub 27 performance. Heat 6. Halley, Parkey, Albiero, Hines, Stickland, Klinker, and Daniel here in heat number 6. Heat win is going to be Natalie Hines, 26.45, giving us a new top time. Slipping under the time post by Catherine Zinnick of Ohio State, 26.84 for Albiero in second in the heat. Sitting right now in third with 2 heats remaining. Heat 7. Heat 7 in the water. Crush, Hartman, Posh, Kursan, Nelson, Luther, and Dickinson. This is heat number 7, second to last heat of the women's 50-meter butterfly. Claire Curzan, Beta Nelson in the water right now. In the middle of the pool, Curzan, second fastest woman in American history in the 50 butterfly. But it's going to be Beta Nelson's 26:21 that gets on the wall first. Nelson, your new top time. Curzan only 500ths back. She is second overall with 1 heat still to go. Heat 8. Eighth and final heat, women's 50 butterfly in the water. Nordman, Bell, Walsh, Husk, Weitzel, Bray, and Bamer. Final heat of the women's 50 butterfly, championship final on the line. Look at lane number 3, that's Gretchen Walsh. She is out quick, 15th fastest woman in American history. 25:97 is her personal best. She's going to touch the wall at a 25:54. What a swim from Gretchen Walsh, our top time of the morning. And you just watched the 5th fastest 50 butterfly in the world this year from Gretchen Walsh. Tori Husk also sliding under 26 to go at 25:97. They will find themselves 1-2. Who's joining them in the A? There it is. Gretchen Walsh, Tori Husk, your top 2. Joining them, Abby Weitzel, Beta Nelson, Claire Curzan, Natalie Hines, Catherine Zinnick, and Olivia Bray. A tie there, 26:54 to make it back into the A. Pash, Albiero, Peoples, Daniel, Lalji, Heimstead, Kendall, and Stickland, 27:10. Another tie there for 15th place, though, just avoiding a swim off and making it into the B. Crush, Parkey, Gingrich, Larson, Hartman, Ulett, Bamer, and Harder, 27:36 to make it into the C. That would have made it into the B a year ago. How 1 year makes a huge difference. A great 50 butterfly prelim session setting us up nicely for tonight, and we'll let you know the D finalists in just a moment.
This is event 14, men's 50-meter butterfly. U.S. Open record and long course national meet record, 22.84, posted in 2022 by Caleb Dressel with Gator Swim Club. We'll have 5 heats in this event. Heat 1. Coaches, if we could please have a representative from North Carolina Aquatic Club to the resolution desk. North Carolina Aquatic Club to the resolution desk, please. Just 5 heats here in the men's 50 fly. Jason Wilburn, lane 7 from Notre Dame, might take our first win, and he does. 24.12 gets the job done for Wilburn, ahead of Battaglini in lane 1 of East Carolina Aquatics. 24.58 for Battaglini, then it's Jacob Wimberly touching third. 24.63 for Texas Ford Aquatics. Heat 2. Second of 5 heats. Foote, Samuels, Pelkey, Fentress, Gustafson, and Lustig. Evan Fentress of Ohio State in lane 4. He takes second. The win goes to Connor Foote. Lane 1, Aggie Swim Club, 24.23, second fastest time overall, with Fentress at 24.45 and Brady Samuels third, 24.69. Boilermaker Aquatics, lane 2. Heat 3. Michael Andrew in lane 4, going after this swim here. Personal best time, I think, would get him into the top 10 all time. It's 22:76. Cesar Cielo currently number 10 in the all-time rankings for this event. And Andrew out of lane 4 with a 23.18. Season best of 22.85, so just a bit off of that, but he becomes your top qualifier by a half second ahead of Zach Harding. Cardinal Aquatics in a tie with Johnny Kulo of Sun Devil. They both finished at a 23.62 and are currently tied for second. 2 heats remaining. Heat 4. Heat 4, we see here Brooks, Jensen, Wilson, Hayes, Held, Colson, and Hayen. Ryan Held in lane 6, out in front. Held entered with a 100 time of 52.44, gets the win with a 23.41. That'll put Ryan Held in the second overall. Finn Brooks second in this race, 23.76, as Brooks becomes one of 8 swimmers there, sub 24 seconds. Brooks currently in 5th with 1 heat to go. 3rd from California, Matthew Jensen, 23.87, good for 6th with 1 heat remaining. Heat 5. Final heat is underway with Henderson, Stoffel, Miller, Dressel, Rose, Halterman, Lowe, and Buff. Already a very quick field assembled. We only had 6 swimmers break 24 seconds in the prelims at the 2022 International Team Trials. Here you've got lane number 5, Dare Rose of California, trying to hold off the American record holder in lane 4, and Rose accomplishes that with a 23.16. That'll put him ahead of Michael Andrew for the top spot in tonight's championship final. Dressel with a 23.79. That'll get him into the big heat. And 3rd, Aiden Stoffel, 23.80 as we wrap up the prelims in the men's 50-meter butterfly. There's the results summary. Championship final includes Dare Rose, Michael Andrew, Ryan Held, Zach Harding, Johnny Kulo, Finn Brooks, Caleb Dressel, and Aiden Stoffel of Auburn. 23.80 to make the top heat. B final led by Jensen of California, Wilson, Hayen, Hayes, Crawford, Wilburn, Foote, and Dalton Lowe of Louisville. 24.25 to qualify 16th. Noah Henderson leads the Seaboard, followed by Miller, Ventris, Buff, Battaglini, Neverman, Wimberly, and Benzing. 24th with a 24.65. Your D final coming up in just a few minutes as we conclude the prelims here on day number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all the athletes competing this morning. And coaches, we have a 12:55 start time for the time trial session. 12:55 for time trials, coaches.
We need a coaching representative from Cavalier Aquatics Piedmont Family YMCA to the resolution desk, as well as a coaching representative for Sydney Liu to the resolution desk, please.